Welcome to our weekly live play session of Blue Rose, Her Majesty's Chantarelle. I'll be your games master this afternoon. I'm Bryan F. Irving from Gethsemane Games and from DH9 Radio as well. As I say, we're playing Blue Rose, which is by our friends over at Green Ronin Games. Check them out at greenronin.com. And with me are the cast, who are still here despite our technical difficulties, starting with Patrick.
Hello, I'm Patrick, and I play an enemy, sometimes called Barnacle. Shaun, behave.
And Louise.
Hello, I'm Louise. I play Myval, the Rye Raccoon, and I'm eating shortbread.
And Shaun.
Hi, my name's Shaun, and I'm going to behave.
First time for everything.
So, as I say, welcome back. We were actually only about 2 minutes into the game before the technical issue, so I will just briefly bring you up to speed. The party, after last week where they had a battle with pirates in the semi-sunken temple, have suffered severe casualties. One of their number, Harold, is critically injured, and they are currently fleeing from the temple and the reinforcing pirates who are now swarming ashore from the pirate ship just off the coast. The party had taken up a position in the wooded hills near the site of the initial battle. Myval split off from them slightly and climbed a tree. The others are hiding in the undergrowth, and I had just asked the players for stealth rolls, and I can see I had a stealth roll from Thaldron, Shaun, and that seems to be it. Okay, so
Yeah, we didn't hear what word it was you said. You were like, can you roll, and then dropped.
Right, it was. I thought I'd dropped just after that, so
I can roll and drop.
you can roll and drop. Yeah.
It's a drop and roll.
Okay, so we have Myval, you're on 15. I'm just going to record these numbers so that we can find out if any of the pirates spot you. So, stealth, Myval, 15. Thaldron, you scored...
15.
15. I see a
I get to roll
pattern
twice
forming.
due to a skill that I have.
Ah, right. And an enemy, you rolled... It's not 15,
Was
14.
Thaldron not trying to hide Harold first?
He was trying to hide Harold as well, yes.
Yeah.
So do I need to roll for me and Harold?
No, I'll just take the one roll, that'll be fine.
Harold and I.
Okay, so you are hiding in the woods near where this group of pirates you've spotted are looking for you. You can hear them drawing closer and closer, their accoutrements jangling, their weapons, Myval can see, are now drawn. They're peering round, they're looking to see if they can spot you. You can hear them talking in low, hushed voices toward to one another. Keep your eyes peeled, lads. They're around here somewhere. I'm pretty sure they went this way. Let's just... And then one of them kind of kneels, as if he's checking for tracks, which is because... This'll get you. He's checking for tracks. So I'm just going to give him a tracking test. You're not going to be too hard to track, because you weren't really trying to avoid leaving tracks. You were trying to get the hell out of there as quickly as you could whilst dragging a very badly injured man. So we've got the tracks of 2 humanoids, and a third being pulled, and a Rye Raccoon. So this is a kind of track that shouldn't be too difficult to find. Please tell me I haven't dropped out again.
No,
Oh, thank God for that.
no, you're still there.
We can hear you.
Excellent. Okay, so let me just see if he manages a perception tracking. He doesn't have tracking, so he'll just have to do straight perception. His target number, this is going to be an average test, so 11 or better needed. And this way, lads, this way. They're trying to get up the hill. They're around here somewhere. They can't be far now. They're drawing closer and closer. And I've just realised that having logged out and in again, I won't have the pirates in my um, in my clipboard either, so let's just grab a few from the last time we had pirates on the screen. There we go.
Can I just ask?
Yes.
Like, he passed his perception there, but has he realised that I've split off from the rest of the group?
No, because they're still a little way out, so
Cool.
what they've realised, they're just coming onto your screen now. So and that's after having spotted the tracks, because just off the screen there was a little possibility that they might have gone the wrong way, but they didn't. So they're heading the right way, but they as yet haven't noticed that you're up a height, or indeed that you've split off. They're kind of peering around now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that 2 of them are peering on the right flank and 2 of them are scanning their left flank. So they only have 2 opportunities to spot you. So yeah, go ahead.
Could we basically communicate to Myval via telepathy, saying, throw a rock over in the distance behind them, sort of thing, or to the left or to the right, or some away from us, so it like crashes in the bushes,
Okay.
or some seeds or something, or whatever you've got.
I very likely have a load of whelk shells from snacking.
Yeah, you will have. Yeah, absolutely. So you just need to communicate that to them somewhere. So I'm going to say, give me a communication sign language test, please.
Right, so I'll just project that thought
Yeah, I was gonna say
psychically.
You can use the
Yeah.
psychic projection instead. Yeah, why not? Okay, so let me just see. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to give you a well. Let's first of all let's see if they see you. And so the 2 that are looking in the right direction, the first one hasn't noticed you at all. The second one hasn't noticed you either. Right, so they haven't spotted you. You're all quite well concealed in the hills, in the trees, and then you've thrown that stone off into the distance. The pirates may or may not fall for that. So now, how are we going to go with this?
there is also a second thing I would like to do as well.
Okay, go on.
You probably didn't hear because I think you dropped out of the call while I was explaining it.
Right.
Would I be able to make a noise roughly similar to the noise the harpies were making?
Ooh, possibly. You could certainly try.
Okay.
I'm going to ask for a communication.
Deception?
I
Would it be
think it's
deception?
going to be deception, but I'm just going to double check to see if there's anything that I feel would be more appropriate. So
Performance?
Performance, yes.
I
So-
don't have either of those.
Okay, so just a straight communications test for me, please. And I'll pair that against their perception hearing to see if they can tell it's the same noise or not.
Oh, good lord, wish me luck.
So you got 9. Okay.
9.
9. So I'm going to give the pirates a chance to. I'll just roll 2 of them. Perception, hearing. If they score higher than 9, they recognise that as somebody trying to imitate a harpy rather than an actual harpy. So yes, both of them have. Both of them kind of freeze and go, "What's that?" One of the others goes, "I think it was one of them harpies." "Nah, that wasn't no harpy. That was somebody pretending to be an harpy." "You got your crossbow loaded?" "Yeah, I got my crossbow loaded." You notice they've all got exactly the same voice. They're now peering around a lot more certain that somebody's in the area than they were before. However, you've also thrown that stone, so
Yeah.
this I think will be a communication deception test versus their probably perception hearing again. But I'm going to give you a +1 bonus.
Okay, not an accuracy.
No, well, I mean, we could go with an accuracy roll, but that would just be to see where you were landing the thing.
Fair enough.
This is to see if you've fooled them into thinking it's a. Tell you, which is highest, your communications or your accuracy?
My accuracy.
In that case, I'm going to do something that is listed in the companion book. I'm going to allow you to combine your deception focus, which is normally a communications focus,
Yeah.
with your accuracy instead of your communications.
Okay, I don't have deception.
Oh, well, that didn't help then, did it?
No.
Well, we'll still say accuracy then. So
Okay, right, cool.
I'll allow you to re-roll it on accuracy.
I swear if that was another 9, I was
15,
thinking this.
right, okay, so you've wanged this rock over into the trees. It goes crashing into the trees. Let's see if the pirates fall for it. Do the fuck. It's not only that, but they have scored some stunts, so that's sort of the last thing you wanted to have happen, really, was them to stunt at this point. But they did.
I'm
so.
too cute and fluffy to die.
That makes them wonder.
That makes them wonder, yes, which gives them another chance to try and spot you. What was that? I think it was somebody in the trees over there. Nah, that wasn't nobody in the trees over there. That was somebody in the trees a damn sight closer, trying to throw a stone in the distance to fool us. Keep your eyes peeled, lads. They're right around here somewhere. And the one with the crossbow goes, yeah, well, the cute fluffy one's right up there. And one of the other pirates goes, where? And he goes, there, thunk, and fires his crossbow.
Can I pretend to be just a regular cute raccoon?
Yes, it'll require...
I'm doing like the Puss in Boots eyes.
Right you are. Well, that will require another deception, but he has already shot you because he's trying to draw everybody's attention to you by just shooting you. So, what's your defense?
14.
14, so he might miss you. I mean, he didn't. But he might have done. So, thunk, you're hit with a crossbow. That is 4 points of damage, apparently. That's not being so good, is it?
I'm going to very dramatically fall out of the tree.
Okay, give me... I'm going to need 2 separate rolls here. The first one is going to need to be a communication deception test to see if you've done it in such a way as to confuse them and think they've accidentally shot a genuine raccoon.
I really hope everyone is running here, or at least making a good attempt to heal Harold. Otherwise, my drama is wasted.
I'll come on to them trying to heal Harold in a moment, because they can't really run without leaving him behind. But they have had plenty of time to heal him. So, they're not likely to be fallen. I'll give a roll, but you only scored 8. I don't think you've done a very convincing job. You've hammed it up something chronic here.
And as you've hit each branch, you've made... Ow! Eek!
Yeah, exactly.
Homer Simpson falling down a cliff.
So the
like
pirates
one of those
are currently...
fallen dominoes.
Yeah, the pirates are currently laughing. Look at that fucking idiot trying to pretend it's a genuine raccoon. Meanwhile, give me a dexterity acrobatics roll to fall out the tree without hurting yourself. I'm going to say that because you're planning this pratfall, it's target number 11. It's an average idea.
I
Made
got
it.
11 and 2 stuff.
Made it with 2 stunt points.
Yay.
Okay, so you're not going to hurt yourself, and I'm going to allow you to land on your back paws ready.
Yay.
Meanwhile, everybody else, whilst this has been playing out, has anybody been trying to heal Harold? Or anyone else, for that matter?
Yes.
Right you are. Give me an intelligence healing test, please.
Done.
Target number is 11. You've rolled 14. So that is 7 hit points you've managed to restore to him. So I'm just going to pop Harold up +7. Okay, so you've dressed his wounds and you've found some smelling salts or something similarly strong. Let's say some mushrooms that you've grabbed and crushed, and they give off a pungent smell. You wave them under his nose. He wakes up. He's in a bad way. But he's conscious now. You're still not sure he could actually stand. Also, he's coughing and spluttering, which might draw attention to you. What would you like to do, guys?
Continue healing.
Okay, you continue.
Sorry, you can't do that within the rules, can you? once you've done like a healing test, that is as much as you can do.
Yes,
It isn't like
yeah,
healing magic.
yeah. That's
Without resorting to magic.
without,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You're considered to have done your best. The next stage after that, because this is sort of first aid really. The next stage after that is attending people while they rest, which just increases the amount of health they recover from a rest. So you've done as much as you're going to be able to do for the time being. The pirates have obviously spotted Myval. You can't help feeling that your plan to distract them is probably what actually got you spotted in the first place, but such is the way of things. The world is a cruel, cruel place. So let me just pop up the turn order, blank it off from the last time. I was so convinced we were going to get away without a combat in this one because I thought these guys are just going to wander off off past you, but the dice are capricious. So if you'd like to roll your initiative, please, folks, please do go ahead and do so. Harold's still too badly wounded, so he'll be lying in the undergrowth, taking no part in this squabble. Unless things get particularly bad, in which case he might lob a brick at somebody. Okay, so I have Myval, all the pirates, an enemy. The only person I'm not seeing in there. Ah, yeah, I am. Okay, so let me.
That's 18 for me.
That's 18 for you because of the bonus you got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Enemy. But I have to remember to put you back down to
Yes.
15 after the first round. Okay, so let's organise that. Wait a minute.
Query.
Yeah.
It says you receive +3 on your initiative roll. It doesn't say that it's only for the first round.
Doesn't, right? Okay then. In that case, yeah, I'll not bother to put you back down. So, despite the fact that the pirates opened fire first, you still somehow oddly managed to get the drop on them. So Myval first.
Well, Myval, which one said Myval was the cute one?
Let's say it was this guy with the 2 axes.
Oh, damn, he's quite far back. Right, okay, because if it had been one of these two guys at the front, I was going to take advantage of them going, oh, cute, and launch at them. But
Do you
I'm
know
still
what?
going to launch.
No, I like that, so I'm going to say it's this guy here.
Right, I'm going to launch at this guy, and I'm going to try and disarm him, if that's okay.
Yes, it is. So that's a stunt attack. So if you succeed in your attack, you get 2 points towards the disarm stunt instead of doing any damage.
Okay, cool. How do I do that again? What do I roll this on?
This would just be a regular unarmed attack. So if you've got like paw, claw, bite, any of those would do.
Cool.
Or brawling. Okay, so you've scored 11, and I think the pirate's defense is 12, so I think you might have failed. It is 12. However, I am you've not moved far enough to consider that a charge, have you?
No, probably not.
But he did think you were cute, so I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you the +1. I'm gonna give you the +1, so that's a hit. So you've got 2 points of stunts. Let's see now. Combat stunts. Disarm, 2 points. You attempt to disarm the target with your melee attack. You and your opponent must make opposed attack rolls. If you win the test, you knock the enemy's 1d6 plus strength yards away. Right. Okay, so make another attack roll to see if you've managed to knock his weapon away. And that's it. The dice hate
roll
you
today.
It does. Okay,
Aww.
so you rush in and chomp him in the arm. Right, it doesn't quite get through the leather straps he's got on his arm, but you were hoping it would, like, as you're kind of worrying at the arm, you're hoping he would drop the sword. He's like, "Oi, get off!"
And then his 3 friends all decide to attack the raccoon, but miss and stab him instead.
You'd hope, wouldn't you? So that's Myval's primary action. What would you like with your minor action?
I moved, didn't I? Yeah, I moved.
Yeah, you did, I suppose, down the tree, but it wasn't far for it. Yeah, it wasn't
And
far
I
enough
moved,
for it.
like, I was there, and then I've moved down to there, so I would be in a more advantageous position.
Yes, okay, so you might have dropped yourself in it a little bit there. An enemy to
probably.
go next.
Okay. Pulling the sword out, pulling the weapon out is minor action, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to assume you already had your sword ready just in case, because you were hiding.
Well, I was actively healing in the last round.
True, yeah, okay, it is going to have to be a minor action to prepare it, you're quite right.
Yeah. Okay. Can I charge?
You can indeed, yeah.
Sword out, lit, for the effect.
Right, yeah.
Maybe a little bit of intimidation, I don't know.
Okay.
Charge and attack this guy. Same one that
Okay,
Myval's
so
attacked.
you come charging out of the woods, taking him, roughly by surprise. However, you will notice the contouring here indicates that you're kind of coming down the hill. You're crashing through the woods, jumping over branches and through down to attack. There is a chance you're going to injure yourself here, so give me a dexterity acrobatics test. I'm going to say this is an easy action, so 9 or better will keep you safe.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're okay. Okay, so you get +1 to hit this guy, then you get +2 because he's already been attacked. You get another. You get this. Well, you get +1 because he's been attacked. You get +1 because you charged. So it's a total +2 to hit.
And if I pinpoint, what's the trade-off again, please?
Nothing. You get an extra dice of damage if you hit him.
Right, I can only do it once per
turn.
Yes.
Once per turn.
So if you get multiple attacks, like you get a second follow-up attack on your attack
got
roll.
you. Thank
You
you.
would only get the pinpoint addition on the first attack. That's right.
Lovely, much appreciated.
Okay, so that is a hit. It's just barely a hit. He desperately tries to parry, but the force of you running at him down a hill just smashes through his parry. Go ahead and roll the damage.
So, because I charged, I got bonuses for that, yeah? Bonuses to hit, not bonuses to damage.
That's right, yeah.
Right.
And 11 points of damage to the pirate, who is unarmoured. So that's 11 points of damage to the pirate. Ooh, that's not nice.
Neither is he.
Yes. So as you come rushing out of there and stab him with this magical sword, oh, you bugger! He's bleeding everywhere. You've run the sword straight through his side. He's in a very bad way. Almost immediately. So, Pirate 12 to go is the one with the crossbow who's already fired it. So, he's going to have to use a minor action to draw a cutlass and a major action to attack an enemy to try and fend him off his friend who you've almost killed. So, let me go with a short sword. And that looks like a hit to me. That's 19. Take it, that'll be it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the cutlass does 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And
I'm wearing 3 armor, so
you only take 1 point.
Point of damage. Oh, right.
So actually, the cutlass doesn't even get through. He just thrusts it. It hits you enough to bruise you, which is the 1 point of damage.
Just like kinetic force. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But there's no actual blood drawn. Just a bruise will be there in an hour or so. So Shaun, it's Thaldron to go.
Right. So, through moving, using my minor action to move through the woods across to here.
Yeah.
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 Or there, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm going to charge to here and attack this guy.
Because you're going down the path, I'm not going to say there's a risk of falling here. So you get to the top of that part of the path that's got like natural steps worn into it. And you run down there and swing your weapon at the same guy, did you say? Or
No,
different
this guy,
This
pirate
guy
with the
here.
2 axes.
Pirate with the 2 axes, right you are.
Yeah. Take that, you fiend.
That looks like it's going to be a hit to me. It is indeed. So he desperately tries to defend himself, but his attention was kind of on Myval and an enemy. So you've charged him, taken him a little bit by surprise, and by the time he brings his axes round and crosses them in front of him, you've already skewered him. Roll the damage, please.
12.
12, okay. And again, he's still not armoured, same as the other guy wasn't. I've pressed the wrong button and now the thing won't go away. There we go. So minus 12. What's the weapon you're using?
It's a psychic weapon.
Oh yes, it's your psychic sword. So the psychic sword plunges through his side. He screams in agony because he can't even see it. It looks to him like he's just about to be punched, but suddenly this wound opens up through his side. He screams in agony and staggers backwards, his eyes wide. He's very, very badly injured. And it's him to go next, so I think from that he's going to need a morale test. And I would say things have gone a bit south for these guys. So I'm going to say it's a challenging test. So 13 or better he's going to need to get on his willpower. Otherwise he's going to turn tail and flee. Right, he's had enough. He's off. He's turning around and running for it. So I'm just going to move him to there and then put him on the Games Master's lair for now, I think. Okay. What's up next? Another pirate, and it's this guy. He hasn't been injured yet. He's looking around. He sees one of his mates badly injured, another one injured and then running. There's only 3 of you. One of you were badly injured. I'm going to say he's going to press the attack to try and save his friend. So he's going to lunge for this new threat that's Thaldron. He's going to lunge for you with his cutlass. And that doesn't look good.
Sad trombone music. Wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah.
So that's a miss. Next pirate up is the other one who's injured. Now he's been ganged up on. He's almost dead now. And I think he's going to need a morale test. And I think you would need to be of formidable constitution to want to continue the fight under these circumstances, especially when you know there's loads of your mates scattered around the island and you can just go run for help. So he's going to need 17 or better, otherwise he's going to turn tail and run.
And he rolls 666.
And he's got to have some sort of ethical quandary about fighting such an adorable raccoon.
He must have, because he's decided he isn't going to. He is instead going to turn tail and run like his
I'm joining pattern!
I'll pop him.
You're going to throw whelks at him as he leaves.
So that's the end of the round, and the next round it's Myval to go. 2 of the pirates are already fleeing, and 2 are fighting a rear guard action.
Set the shells on fire and give him a warm welcome.
I think Thaldron's probably okay with that guy, so I am going to leap at this guy.
The one that shot you,
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and let me just
12.
Hey!
12. So he brings his cutlass up to try and protect himself. You just manage to duck under it and sink your teeth into his arm instead.
That was claw.
And sink your claws into his arm instead. Give me the damage.
Really?
You do get to pinpoint because you are a rogue.
How do I get the point?
As long as your dexterity is higher than 2.
Oh, yeah, my dexterity is 4, so...
Yeah, so you can do another d6 damage.
Hey. Hang on.
Huh?
Why is... Oh, yeah, my damage for claw is D3, apparently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay. So then do another D6 of damage.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Yeah, it was. I didn't want to say anything, but that was guaranteed to be a 1.
That was on the cards, wasn't it? What have you done to the dice? The dice roll? Have you insulted this man or something?
I guess it hurt me the other day when I was sitting when I briefly mentioned that there are a couple of things that don't quite right on Roll20 that I wish they'd sort out, and obviously it just took that really personally.
Seems to have done. So Anemone, you to go. You can see Myval rushes into the attack and mildly irritates this pirate. He's like, oh, that really chafes, you know.
It's now giggling because he's been tickled.
I could get infected. Right, again, pinpoint attack.
Okie dokie. On the same guy, the pirate that Myval's just failed to attack?
Yes, indeed.
That's a successful attack with 6 points of stuns.
I would go lethal and skirmish, I think, unless Shaun's got a better idea.
What's his skirmish going to be?
Off the map?
Yeah, it's like knock him into a tree or something. Maybe a coconut falls on his head.
That's maybe.
Shower of pine cones.
Yeah, go for it. Why not? It's at this point they're not that healthy, and you're going to be rolling. How many dice do you get for the sword?
2 normally plus.
So you're going to be rolling 5 dice.
Yeah.
Plus your
plus 2
strength. Go for it.
Okay, so there's my standard, and then.
I think he's brown bread, mate.
Yeah.
But how much? But by how much?
By quite a bit. I mean, your standard damage was enough to kill
him.
Now I feel even worse.
And he had 2 points of damage on him to start with, so he's taken 22 to the face, effectively.
Yeah.
The difference is, Louise, right? Your character is an adorable raccoon and pretty much the star of the show this game. I am blue and smell of fish.
Yes. So you run in and plunge your glowing blade straight through the guy's throat. He gurgles a bit, sags to his knees, clamping his hands over his throat, trying to keep the blood in, which is pumping out between his fingers, and then he topples forwards, face first, deed.
That's for Harold.
In the distance, you can, quite muffled, you just hear, "Thanks, man."
Yeah.
And it would be that guy next, but he's a bit dead. So it will be Shaun and Thaldron to go.
Well, I'm going to have to attack this guy, aren't I, obviously?
I think that's possibly the case, yes.
Right. Remind me I've got an idea after this.
Okay.
I think that's a hit.
17 is definitely a hit. So you feint in one direction, he goes to try and block that, and then you double back and strike him elsewhere.
Hit him for a 9.
For a 9, okay.
That's a very low roll.
Yeah. So the psychic sword kind of tears open his arm. He yelps in surprise and a bit of fear. He realizes he's the only one left facing you three now. So it's him to go next, and I think it would be a courageous man indeed who would stand against this. However, he is a courageous man. He has the courage, focus. So I've just realised my narrative style today is more like I think we Duval from Me, Myself and Die. All of a sudden, never mind. I've been watching a lot of that lately. That could be why. So he does have the courage, focus. So he is going to try and gird his loins long enough to protect his fleeing friends. At the same time, yelling over his shoulder, "Get help! Get help!" Let's just roll. I would say challenging seems likely. No, actually, I'm going to step it up to hard. 15 he needed. 16 he got, so he's going to stay in the fight. And given that he's staying in the fight, he's going to try and strike one of you down. It's probably going to be Thaldron, because you're the one that's done him the harm, so he's trying to dispatch you. So he thrusts his cutlass at you. Ooh, 22 to hit. 6 points of stunts. What's your dexterity? I'm assuming it's higher than 2.
4.
4, yeah. So he doesn't get pinpoint against you. He will, however, use... actually, he might not, No, he better had, because he knows he's had trouble hitting you. So he's going to use lethal blow. He's thrust for your throat. So that's an extra 2d6 over the normal damage. So that would be this plus 2d6. And just pop that out of my way. 2d6. So that's not a great set of rolls. 10 points of damage he's done you.
Oh, jeez.
And next up.
I don't think... Yeah, it's not attached to the character sheet, but anyway.
Right, okay.
Where's me cog?
And it
Why
is...
have I vanished off the turn order?
Oh, have
That's
I
a
just
point.
deleted you instead of... I've double clicked, I've deleted you as well. Okay, let me just pop you back in and turn. And what was your initiative? 22.
22, yeah.
22.
Double around.
Return. I was deleting the dead pirate, but I must have double clicked, and I've got the next person as well. So, Myval, you to go. What would you like to do?
I'm a very pissed off cute raccoon right now, so I'm gonna try and go for this guy as well that's left.
Right, you are.
So,
Go
Mortal
for it.
Kombat.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Or not, as the case may
I
be.
will beat up my dice.
So you thrash about with your trying to ank, but he just keeps moving and dodging out of the way, and you're desperately trying to bite him in the arms.
I'm a piranha.
An enemy, you to go first.
Okay. Taking a step back, just far enough to charge this guy.
Right, okay.
Is there any particular reason why you're charging him? Because you're going to get bonuses from being in combat with 3 people.
Yeah.
And bonus for charging.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
going to get +3, which is the maximum. Actually, you don't really need to charge. You would have got +3 anyway. No, you wouldn't. You'd have got +2. So yeah, +3.
So there's still a good reason to do it, yeah?
Yeah, you still get a point.
Pinpoint.
So I think...
Yikes.
8, 9, 10, 11. You've missed him, even charging, and with the help of the others, he sees you coming and dodges to the side. There's a clang as his blade knocks yours aside. However, that might have distracted him for Thaldron, who's up next.
Right. Okay. So this is where I roll a 111.
Probably.
Right.
Or not, as the case may be. 16 as a hit. You got 3 stun points. So while he's concentrating on dodging an angry raccoon and the sea folk, he's managed to take his eyes off you just for a glimmering of a second, but it's enough for you to be in and take advantage of the gap he's left open.
Right. So the guy doesn't have any armor, does he? He's
No,
not
he
armored.
doesn't. He's not armored.
Right. So damage for the first hit is 10.
Right, you are.
Is he still standing?
No.
He's dead then. There's no point in doing anything else. That's just adding. I'd just be dismembering a corpse.
Yeah, so you slash him
I'm-
across
I'm
the
glad
side
you're
and he
not.
collapses to the ground. He's not actually, narratively speaking, I'm going to say, he's not actually dead. He is taken out. So you've slashed him across the side. He crashes to the ground, bleeding heavily, trying to hold his sides together. He's doing a reasonably good job of putting pressure on the wound. So he's liable to survive this.
Healing.
No, he died.
You coup de grace him, did you?
Well, basically,
Oh.
with the 3 stunt points, I then did the second attack,
Right, yeah, okay.
which
Okay.
got a 12, which hit him, which did another 10 points of damage.
Okay, so while he might have survived, you've decided that that's not going to happen today.
I was about to heal him.
And you run him through again, and he collapses dead.
It was like like two cuts, left and a right.
Well, they started it, honestly.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, well, absolutely they did.
They brought it on themselves. However, what I would like to do, if we're now out of combat,
You are. Yeah.
we return their dead to them, respectfully under a flag of truce. We are the good guys.
You could.
Don't we need to sort Harold out?
Well,
What-
yes. I'm not saying that we do this straight away. I'm putting forward like the newest, weirdest idea. Caring for the wounded is, bookkeeping.
What do you mean we return the dead to them?
Well, they're just sort of, if the cardinal directions are as standard, they're off to the east somewhere.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're fanning out around the area, but yes.
Yeah, so we're not nailing them to a tree with some wooden pegs. No.
That is not what the good guys
Why
do.
don't we just not empty their pockets, throw a sheet over them? That's still respectful. Doesn't mean we have to walk straight into loads of pirates.
The issue is right. We've got to remember we are not murder hobos. We're not even standard adventurers. This is Blue Rose. We are romantic heroes.
Yeah, but also
these are
we're
these
not
men.
awful stupid.
These men had families. They had parents who cared about them. Believe me, my first reaction was shock and awe. Was to go like full on Night Lords, acts of terror, nail them to the trees to inspire fear in them, which I think I kind of did in the previous encounter. But it's like that's not what the game's about. So I'm throwing it out there.
We
just
need to leave.
saying that a central ground between these two polar opposites of ideas would probably be a bit more sensible.
Right.
Because, firstly, they attacked us.
Yes.
So, we're definitely not being murder hobos here.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if we... While your idea of returning the dead and everything is nice, they did attack us.
They did.
They, from what we've seen so far, they don't have any hesitation about attacking us. So if we turn up there with some corpses and are like, "Hey, so we decided to be nice. Here's your corpses back," they're probably going to attack us.
I'll just
again.
throw something in the mix there.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, initially their attempts to deal with you involved a lot of. Well, actually, their first attempt to deal with you was an ambush, but after that. They've definitely tried to talk to you twice. So they've proven both that they're not above just killing you out of hand, but they're also not above parley either. The question in your minds, I would imagine at this point, would be, has it gone too far to get back to parley, or might they still... Because there's been several clashes now. So you guys decide between yourselves which way you feel you want to play this.
Right. If we scrub the idea of taking them back, then can we make some other narrative for them to find, as though it wasn't us that killed them?
Yeah, but then
As blood continues to spurt out of one of them.
You know that there's two ran off, having been
Yeah, true.
that end of it. Right?
Okay.
So we need to move away from here.
Yeah.
We just need to go.
Okay.
And we need to attempt to do some. There's no. We don't know how far their friends are away.
True.
We need to keep moving.
Okay. Very basically then, leave them in a respectful position. Close their eyes. Don't go through their pockets.
Okay.
Okay. That would seem to many of you to be a good compromise.
Yeah.
Okay, so you quickly do that and then move yourselves off into the... You notice Harold's still struggling a little bit, and he is slowing you down. There's no denying about it. But you are able to get him on his feet and moving under his own steam for the most part. Every now and again he needs a little bit of help, but for the most part he's moving.
Quick
moving
question.
Yes,
At this
go ahead.
point, what time of day is it?
I think we're talking about midday now, I think, memory serves.
Right. So we're not going to be currently at this point exposed to a nighttime effect.
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because we obviously can't build a fire.
No, you can't.
So we need to find some shelter or something, and we need to move deeper into the interior, or we need to head south, as it were, towards the coast so the ship can pick us up. Wherever the ship is. I see the ship over on the left-hand side.
Yes, that's where it was last time, wasn't it? Yeah.
And where are we on the map?
You are, I should move you back to where you actually are now. So you are sort of in these hills, in the more wooded parts. So the like lower down the wooded, but as the hills get higher, the wood becomes thinner.
So, right. We can either hide up in the hills and, communicate with the ship to come and get us, or to land a bigger party, or whatever, or we could trek across towards the mound in that direction, towards the southwest, away from the coast. What do you think's the best policy?
Harold points out that you've visited the mound a few times now, so the pirates are probably already aware of your interest in it. Whether they would think you would head there or away from it, he's not sure, but he just thought he would drop that in the mix.
The Chantarelle is pretty much as far away from us as it's possible to get, right?
Pretty much, I'm afraid, yes.
Yeah.
There's some town over there.
Is there? Oh, there is.
Yeah, the Chanterelle told you about it. That spotted a
Are they
stockade.
natives or are they pirates?
From the message you last got from the Chanterelle, they believe it's the pirate base.
Where are the Lost Boys and the Red Indians on this island?
Well, quite. So,
Native Americans. Yeah.
I believe First Peoples is the correct term now.
I think so, yes. Okay, so where are you going to go?
Right, so the pirates are aware of our interest in the mound. We don't have all of the...
Yeah, we're still missing pieces.
Yeah. If they're going to be anywhere, they're going to be in places we haven't been to yet, i.e. over here.
Yeah.
What about heading back to the lighthouse?
You mean heading across towards the northwest?
Yes.
Well, they definitely know you've been to the lighthouse, because that's why the island's visible again.
Oh, they know we've been there. Would they be likely to think that we'd go back there?
That's a very good point.
That is a good point.
And if we go that way, the Chantarelle is on the west side of the island. We can psychically contact them and tell them to meet up with us there. We can get reinforcements. We can send Harold, to the med bay, and come back in force. Come back mob-handed.
It was quite rocky over there, which is why there's a lighthouse up there. But what's it like for rocks around here?
There's not much in the way of rocks around there. That would be a good
or
landing
even-
point.
I do think it's a good idea to meet up with the Chanterelle and maybe swap our crewmates out, because no matter how much he says otherwise, Harold should probably have a rest.
Basically, we broke these ones. Can we have some different ones, please?
Oh my god!
So
We're the good guys.
So we basically want to head through the terrain, as it were. Do we go this way? Do we go that way?
I think shortest route is probably the best idea.
Hang on. Wasn't it this area here? Oh, look, my green's the same colour as the grass. Isn't that helpful? Wow. Thanks, Roll20.
You can change the colour you're drawing. If
I'm done. Well, hang on. I just did. It's still green. Hang on.
No. If you
change it up here.
If you
right,
click on,
I've got it. Right. Wasn't this area where the harpies were?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So let's not go that way.
Avoid. Is that the only area where the harpies were? Do they tend to nest in cliffs?
Yes.
Right. So Oh, hang on. Technically, they're only cliffs if they're by the sea. Is that right?
Not, I don't know. I've never
I
heard
wouldn't
that
have
before.
thought so,
But
no.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna go
thought you
look that
was a
up
Let me
cliff.
later.
listen to the etymology of the word cliff.
No, it's like a cartographic term.
I have not heard that being the case, but I would not
No, right.
say it isn't. So
According
I'm going to go and look that up later. But
according
Yeah,
to according to Wikipedia, which I realise isn't necessarily a good source, but it was the first one. In geography and geology, a cliff is an area of rock which has a general angle defined by vertical or nearly vertical. Cliffs are formed by the process of weathering and erosion with the effects of gravity. Cliffs are common on coasts, in mountainous areas, escarpments, and along rivers.
there you
Right.
go.
Okie doke. That's good. Okay. So yeah, avoiding the central mountainous area and indeed its associated cliffs. To get to keep away from the harpies. If we go by open terrain, is all of this? This is like grassland.
It's shrubland, so
Shrubland.
you've got grass, you've got very uneven ground, and you've got a lot of bushes and a handful of trees.
Right.
So scrubland.
Not a whole lot of cover.
Oh no, there's quite a lot of cover between like dips in the ground you can lie in, and bushes and the odd tree. Yeah, there's quite a bit of cover. It's not as heavy as the woods, but it's.
Then we'll make our way that way, cautiously.
Okie dokie. Could you move yourselves 2 squares, please?
And along the way, do we have time to take a breather?
Probably
While we're
not.
at-
Probably not, if I'm honest.
Right.
Because that's a 5-minute pause, and you know you're being hunted. So that's one. Can you move another square for me, please?
West or north, everyone?
Northwest.
Can we go diagonally?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay. Excellent. So, give me a stealth test, dexterity stealth test, everybody, please. And the pirates who are searching for you, they're going to be using perception tracking tests to try and find you. So you're trying to evade the pirates, essentially. I only need to know what the lowest number
13.
the party gets is. 13.
13.
Right.
It was mine.
I surprisingly rolled incredibly well.
Okay, so you've been managing to avoid the pirates quite easily, but they are fanning out across the island. You think you've given them the slip, but you've been forced to move a little bit further sort of south and west than you'd wanted to. So rather than being central in that square, you're more kind of off towards that hill, really, is where you're at. Give me a perception seeing test, if you wouldn't mind, please.
14.
14. That's high enough. It was a challenging test, but you've probably covered, as the crow flies, you've covered about 2.5-3 kilometers. But because you've had to keep doing detours to avoid pirates and whatnot, it's probably added a kilometer or so. Also, it's been very slow going between Harold's injuries and having to stop and hide in the drops when the pirates get too close. So it's now dusk, and you're tiring. Up ahead in that hillside, you can see what looks to be shelter, looks to be a cave mouth.
I think we should probably check that out.
Okay.
Make sure
Wow.
it's safe, and if it's safe, we could hide and rest there for a bit.
But it's a likely place that somebody would check.
Yeah,
It's
I
actually
think-
quite hard to notice, and you haven't seen any of the pirates this
Okay.
far south
Yeah, if they're
yet.
all
If-
chucking down that way.
if it's hard for us to notice, then it's hard for other predators or what have you to notice.
Yeah.
It's probably already home to something.
Bears.
Wouldn't surprise me.
these the rye bears?
They could be. We don't even
might
fight.
give us
It's the hair bear
storage.
bunch.
So it's up to you.
What's the risk of pushing on through the night?
In this kind of terrain, you're coming up against rougher terrain fairly shortly as well.
And Harold can't see in the dark.
Harold can't see in the dark. Without actually using lights, I would say you're probably quite dangerous, to be fair. And with using lights, it's going to give the pirates that are hunting you a bonus to find you.
I can see in the dark. I have dark vision, but
I'm not sure if sea folk do.
I think so, yes.
The only character sheet, or should be.
So what would you like to do? Take the obvious adventure, sorry, the shelter, or
I'm team. Let's check out the cave.
There could be guinea pigs in there, you know, some cavies.
If that's a Sunless Sea reference, then full respect to you. Okay, then let's go in the cave.
you're gonna go in a cave?
Yeah, why not?
Kind of adventurers don't go in a cave on the sea one. Okay, so entering the cave, you notice something
Black
odd.
in here.
Sorry? What was that, Shaun?
Okay, carry on. This is pitch black.
Well, yeah, it will be at the moment. Won't be now.
Ooh.
You notice something odd
Ooh,
about it,
ooh.
and that's that you can. Oh, hang on. Apparently, you can't. Ah,
I
yes,
can
you
see
can.
a sliver of something.
You can see a sliver of light in the distance inside the cave as you crawl into this cave. It goes back a lot further than you thought it did. And I'm just going to check Myval. I think the reason I can only see certain parts, yeah, that's because of your lack of night vision. That's okay. So, Shaun, you should have night vision, yes?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, it doesn't
The old
look
20-foot
like I
night
have
vision.
Night vision set on your thing, so let me just fix that. So it's 20 meters. Oh, it's going to insist on feet, is it? Okay, let me just do the calculations. Yeah, 33, 66. 66 feet that would be.
Of course it's feet, it's the internet.
Yes.
Ah, that's better.
There you go. So you can see. And what you can see is this cave leads into another cave. There is a sconce on the wall up ahead, and the sconce is lit. What's more...
Yeah, that's a.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say it's a very fancy sconce. I like that.
Yeah. It is quite fancy.
Yeah, and it's got sparkling light. You can see the sparkle. Oh, maybe.
That is a gorgeous graphic. I love that.
Isn't
And
it?
there's a lovely lighting effect like just beneath it as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's
it
what
is.
I mean.
Yeah.
And can I just say for the record, everybody, this particular map is produced by 2D Storyteller. Do check 2D Storyteller out either on their Facebook page or on the Roll20 marketplace. They do some absolutely gorgeous animated maps, of which this is but one.
Right, and there's some statue type thingy here.
There's an old statue of some description there as
Before
well.
we go any further, I can't tell whether I have night vision or not, and I've done a search for night vision, and while there are 15 entries, they're all for animals. So, is it called something different for humans?
Dark vision?
Dark vision, maybe?
Dark vision is also present, but appears to be a different ability altogether, mainly had by like adversaries, like chaos beasts.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Strix Swarm has it.
Let me just have... I hope you're not reading all the beasties.
No. I'm doing a search for
Right,
dark
yes,
vision
yes.
and telling you what has it, and that's it.
And that's... Okay.
You know, it's funny that
Bryan.
initially the part of the map that I could see was not the part of the map we're looking at now. It was a random part over on the left. And I thought, God, this looks like the deep roads. But then now I can see the part of the map I was supposed to see. This guy looks like a dwarven paragon.
He does a bit, yeah, making it look even more like the deep roads.
For clarity, Bryan, I don't even look at my own stats, let alone those of the enemies.
Yes, okay.
I'm here to role play, not to game the system.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just going to look up and see if I can find the answer.
Yeah, it says you have dark sight, meaning you're able to see up to 20
Dark
yards
sight.
in darkness.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on page 39.
Okay. Up to 20
So
yards.
there's 3 different abilities, all with... Sorry, 1 ability with 3 different names.
Okay, so I'm just going to set your...
And then there's night people.
Mm.
There we
Okay.
go.
Well, you play one of those in Phage, Shaun. He's a night person.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear. Right, okay. So, you should be able to see now, Patrick? In the dark?
Well, as much as I could before, yes.
Okay.
Nothing has changed for me.
Okay.
Oh, mine's. Right. Okay. No, that's the Varashar has a better night vision.
Okay, so what would you like to do at this point?
Let's have a look at the statue.
Okay. So if you'd like to move yourselves over to the statue, so that I can trigger the picture. No.
Can we actually take a breather or something at this point?
Yes, you can now take
Get
a breather.
First aid.
Closer into the blast radius, please.
Yeah, so if you just move yourselves to where you're going, and I'm going to prop Seaman Harold up there against the wall. He's kind of sitting against the wall trying to, get his breath back. You can now all take a breather. You will recover your level plus your constitution plus 5 as stealth. As health, rather, not stealth.
We're level 3, aren't we?
You are level 3, yeah.
3 plus 5 plus 2 would
And
be
if somebody
10.
would like to do Seaman Harold's for him as well.
2 is
so
12.
looking shit up.
Right, I'm almost back to full health.
So the
Hang on,
statue itself looks ancient. There are patches of algae on the thing, or moss or something. It's slightly discoloured in places. It's quite weathered, but it's more the style of it that seems quite ancient. You can't tell if it's supposed to be a dwarf or a human, or even possibly a night folk in armour, but it's certainly one or the other. But it also looks as if at some point somebody slightly defaced it, drawn sort of wavy lines into the stone. Patrick, you were going to ask me a question.
I can't access Harold's hit points. We've got ship's crew.
How many hit?
Stats,
What's the ship's crew constitution?
1.
1. Right. So he would regain 6. What do they count for level?
Count him as level 2.
Level 2. Then basically you'd be 15 out of 15 because he would gain 5 plus 2 plus 1.
And we just do that. Oh, we do it directly into the character, not into the sheet, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, do that, right. So I'll put him back. He's going to be very, very much recovered, having had.
Cool.
Okay.
Wavy lines.
Yes.
Wavy lines. Representing water by any chance?
It could be. Yeah.
Do we have a water skin?
Yes, I think you do. While you guys are all focused on the statue, you definitely do, by the way. Could somebody give me a perception seeing test for Harold, and then we'll go back to what the statue investigators.
Oh, sorry, that's mine. Do the ship's crew one.
Done.
Oh, sorry. Did we all roll?
No, well, you both scored 13 anyway.
We all intended to.
We all intended to, and I rolled for myself. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
13 anyway. Harold rolled 13.
Okay. So he's focusing on this back wall here, which seems to be unlike the rest of the the cavern.
Oh, it vanished.
Did it actually move, or
I think it might have been off snap point.
just
and
while
I
you
might
clicked
have,
on it?
So I'm just going to move you off here while I fix it, so
Sure.
that you don't see anything you shouldn't see. Yeah, what's happened is it's turned very slightly off.
Yeah, I
So
think I
that's-
may have seen a little bit beyond it when I first loaded into the map, but I don't think there was anything there that I really shouldn't have
There's-
seen
Oh,
other
if
than
we're
a
not
bit of
supposed to
cave.
see beyond that, there's like a section to the east which is visible. I mean, there's no sort of details or anything there, but I can definitely see something in
Just-
that sort of
just like some stone, yeah.
lower
Yeah.
right area. Built like stone built as opposed to stone cave.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stone
so let me just
architecture.
see
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you can
architecture.
See,
Rather than natural
because
formation.
you shouldn't be able to see. All right,
I'm just
I've fixed
I'm just
some of
gonna nip away for a second while you fix that. I'll be back in a sec.
fix some of the dynamic lighting lines, which should fix that. So I'm just going to bring you back. There you go. So yeah, that's very definitely a structure of some description that's been built here.
Right.
And he's not convinced, but he thinks it's a door, a giant door.
Oh, I'm inclined to agree. The thing I could see before I can no longer see. So
Good. So I
Yeah.
fixed the.
Yeah. Yeah, it was basically over here.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, so we reckon this is some ancient architecture. What is this to the north of us? This sort of does that look like a collapsed column or?
It
Form
is,
of
yeah.
color,
It's a collapsed column, which is kind of embedded in the stone slightly. Not embedded, more kind of, I suppose, fallen on top of a piece of, like, a ledge.
Yeah, right.
Exactly how it got there, you're not sure, unless this cave used to be bigger and there's been some kind of seismic activity at some point.
So how high is the ceiling?
The ceiling is, let me just see, it is,
Looking up.
it's quite high, in fact, well, you
Right.
can see in the dark, so it's about 7 meters, 6 or 7 meters, you would estimate.
Okay, right. So it's quite possible that column's like fallen over off the top of something. And maybe the ceiling has collapsed.
Yes, that's what it looks like to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can,
being an artisan.
yeah, you can give me a convince me of a skill to use on this one.
Artisan
Yeah, go ahead.
design.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite sick actually. About classes are getting that, but yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. 14, so that's over challenging. Right. That has not happened naturally.
Right. Okay.
Somebody has somehow put that there deliberately.
Okay. So it might be blocking something behind it.
Could be.
Could I go investigate it?
You can if you like it.
Were you not going to suggest pouring some water on this statue?
I've already talked about that, but other folks were having.
As you
their go.
pour the
No, I was
water on
listening.
there, you see it washes some dust away. These squiggly lines seem to have a oval shape at one end, and then a shorter squiggly line coming out of it.
So an oval and a squiggle. Could you draw it for us, please? Or if I draw what I think you've just described.
You draw what you think you've just described, and I'll fix it if it's wrong.
Right. Okay. So oval. Oh. Ah. Right. So I okay. There's going to be an oval beyond that door. I didn't realise the fog of war was over the top of drawings as well. Right. And a squiggly line. Is it a sperm?
They're all sacred.
It could be, except there's a little bit of a wiggly bit sticks out the front of that as well.
Ah.
It
Like
could
so?
be.
Egg on a string.
Like
much,
that?
much smaller than that.
A much smaller wiggly bit.
A much smaller wiggly bit. Yeah.
Right. Like that?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And how many of them are there?
Oh, there's several. Yes. Numerous ones.
Do I take it that the number of them is not significant?
You do take the number of them as not significant, otherwise they're giving you the number rather than just giving you the vague thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes.
On a plane.
Yeah.
Snakes.
Yeah,
It does look a lot like a stylized snake.
Right. So if we get the wrong answer to whatever this is, we get a whole lot of snakes dumped on us. Now, this is something that's been added after the statue's been created. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely. This is kind of defacement of the statue.
Okay. Take a look around. Is there any evidence of snakes, like dead snakes that might have been killed during the trap being triggered previously?
No.
Nothing like that.
Nothing at all.
Right. So it might not be that if we get like this. Oh,
I'm just
my wiggly
removing
bit's gone.
Yeah, I'm just removing the... Could you delete the others? Otherwise, I'm going to be deleting layers of the map
Yeah, sure.
because the
Don't delete
animations have
stuff.
to be on the.
Right. So that wiggly bit at the front was like a tongue then.
Quite possibly.
Could be.
Right. Okay. So it could very well be a warning from the last people who survived whatever this is. That beyond this door there are snakes.
It could be. Yeah.
That what do they call, like Naja or something?
Oh, Naga, you mean?
Naga. Thank you. I've only ever seen it written down.
Right. Yeah. Whilst you're looking at that, I see Myval's heading over towards the wall/door. Myval, you notice there is a joint in the middle. It's definitely a door.
The bit where I'm looking, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, any visible locks or anything?
Oh, hang on. Sorry. That statue, is it actually to scale with a person, with a human or other humanoid species?
Yes.
And snakes. Right.
So the statue's about double the size of a human. Yeah.
A bloody Medusa.
No, it's about double the size of a human.
Oh, double. Right. So it's not like a person who's been turned to stone.
No, it's even on a plinth. And posed.
Well, I honestly I wasn't going to say that in case it was like a limitation of the graphics or whatever.
No.
No, it was originally a giant, and then somebody's carved a statue out of it.
I mean that's possible. Louise, what were you going to say?
Was there like any visible locks or keyholes or ways of opening the door?
Okay, so you start searching this door to see if you can find anything at all that might indicate a way of opening it.
Any inscriptions on the statue? Like actual
No,
written
none at
words? No scripts. Check his eyes.
Right, you're checking his eyes and you hear a grinding noise, and I've just realised what I did wrong there, so just give me a second to fix that rather daft failure of mine that I've just made. Oh, fuck's sake. Right, okay, so I need to reset that. Right, okay. Now, I need to go onto the lighting, and I need to delete the dynamic light on that, and then I need to activate the thingy thing, otherwise you're not going to see it. There. So whilst you're searching this door for any indication of a depression or a keyhole or anything, there is a grinding noise.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Oh, that was nice.
And as for inscriptions on the statue, no, there aren't.
Ah, now, hang on. That pillar there is a match for these.
Yes.
That is one over on its side. Is it missing from this end?
I mean, you can't see anywhere it should be missing from. It's a bit of a curiosity, to be honest. Give me a perception hearing test, everybody, please. This is a formidable test, so you're going to need 17 to beat it.
Oh dear.
17. So Patrick, an enemy can hear a faint rattling noise.
Okay. Warn everybody else.
Okay, you warned everybody else. You can hear a faint rattling noise. You hear Seaman Harold saying, "I've got a bad feeling about this."
Ready your weapons.
Okay.
Maybe I was wrong about resting here. I'm sorry.
Take up defensive positions.
Okay, move yourself into the defensive positions you would like to take up.
Just everybody back to back, yeah? Don't get on the statue, it might come to life.
Okay, fair enough. Spoil sport.
You already got your way coming into the cave of death.
Right. So what we're going to have is we're going to have Harold's going to be closest to the exit, just in
Oh,
case
that's
he
what they're
needs
gonna
to.
thought.
Look, if it's snakes, we're fine. I like snake. It cooks really nice.
Well, if you bite the snakes as hard as you bit the pirates, they've nothing to worry about. Is this a broken pillar?
Is
No, that's a statue.
That's another statue.
Oh God, right.
Just one on the opposite side.
Is it?
Oh. Well, somebody's lit that brazier as well.
Yes,
There's a spilt brazier at the front.
there is.
So it's a snake.
Oh, that's what that is. I
chest.
thought it was a shield. Oh, right. Okay, if anybody's going in there, the rest of us stay out here because that door could slam shut behind us.
Do we? Can we do a detect magic?
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a really good idea.
16.
16.
Points.
Okay, you can definitely detect the sense of magic in this area. You can detect. Just give me a second to double check this.
Give me sight
sorcery.
beyond sight.
You can detect sorcery. Could I have another perception hearing test from everybody, please? It's a little bit easier this time, so it's hard. You need a 15 or better to beat it.
Almost.
Failed.
Failed? Okay. So nobody's heard it yet.
Hang on, Harold.
Harold, you can roll for it. Yeah.
Thaldron hasn't rolled either.
I'm just doing sensing. Look at my sensing powers. Be sensible. Perception hearing test.
Yes,
Yeah.
perception hearing.
17, 6 stunt points.
17. Okay, you can definitely hear something. Let's see if I can make enough noise that you can hear this.
Snakes.
It's something blowing its nose and running away.
It could be. You also find when you're testing your for Arcana,
Detection.
you
Yeah.
can, yeah. You're also picking up fire shaping Arcana and various and psychic Arcana as well.
Oh dear.
Right, hang on,
Oh,
everybody, hang
and
on.
water shaping. So you're detecting a lot of magic in this place.
Right. This very likely. This looks to be somebody's house. So somebody lives here. Something lives here.
It doesn't really
This is-
look like a home as a house. as
Live?
such, but
Home.
there's
Yeah.
definitely somebody, because somebody's lighting all these braziers and torches.
Exactly. Right.
Snake
Okay.
arms.
Do you want to rock up and say hello?
Well, honestly, at this point, we've already walked into what is like effectively the foyer of this person's home. Need we assume that they have ill intent? Have we been threatened at all up to now?
Good point.
Not so far, no.
I would also like to point out that while the cave was my idea, it wasn't me opened the door, so...
You went and poked the door.
You poked the eye!
You actually didn't find anything at all that you activated. As you were searching for it, the door just opened. So the impression Myval has, nobody else would know this, of course, because you would assume Myval's pushed something she's found, or they've found. But Myval, you didn't push anything. The door just opened when you started looking at it. You're convinced you had nothing to do with the door opening.
Wasn't me.
Right. How far are we from the exit? Is the exit of the cave still just open and
The exit of the cave's not far off, huh?
and run-outable in the event of needing to do
They're
so?
knocking on the
And,
door.
and run outable in the event of disaster, yes.
Okay. In which case,
I would suggest Harold goes and stands here
Okay, yeah, go ahead and move,
Right.
Harold. Yeah.
and keeps a lookout, and he's kind of like hidden around the corner, as it were. Not being the adventurous soul
Yeah.
that he is.
greetings. We are humble travellers, and we find ourselves out in the middle of nowhere at nightfall. We saw this cave and thought we might make camp here. Anybody at home?
From the darkness you hear, greetings.
And greetings to you. Would you have any objection to us just making camp just out here, just by the cave entrance? We wouldn't want to trouble you at all.
That would be no trouble.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So just in full view of the cave. Right. Okay. Not everybody is out to get us. We are decent, honest sailors, and we're just passing through. Yeah. Not everything is a combat encounter. It's very important to remember that. Yeah. We are decent, honest, trusting players who are going to make camp for the night in the monster's house and definitely not be attacked by the GM. Right?
Exactly. Well, you're not going to be attacked by the GM, I can guarantee you that. I'm not going to launch myself out my seat and start thumping people. For a start, you're too geographically dispersed. I would have to get a lift.
That's the first thing stopping you is geography.
How do you punch someone through the
First
internet?
and last. No, just kidding. Okay, so you're going to set up there and make yourselves nice and safe and hope
I'll
the
take
pirates-
first watch. Everybody else go to sleep.
Yo, if we don't get attacked in the night, we should totally leave it like a couple of coins and some snacks.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll leave a tip. Tribute. It's fine.
Right.
We'll
in the
give you
guest
5 stars on your Airbnb.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
is
for
that?
fuck's sake.
Could I get a dexterity acrobatics from everybody, please, to try and get out of the way of that? You hear a grinding noise and at the same
least-
time
at
a
least
sort of
Harold's,
evil cackle from inside the thing as the pillar just suddenly crashes down to the ground with force and starts rolling towards you. We have, let me have a look now.
This erodes people's trust.
It does,
Strange
You
doesn't
want
Mr.
to get
Voice
this
in the
book?
darkness.
It's a female voice in the darkness. I should probably have pointed that out before. Not that it's.
I totally got that actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Uh,
It sounded very much like the kind of pitch that you do for I can't remember her name, but the leader of the Goblin Carnival.
yes, yeah. Oh, it's just slipped my mind as well. We'll come back to it anyway. Okay,
I
so
wouldn't care. I named my character after her because I was playing her son.
yes, yeah. Okay, so Myval, you have dodged, so you can move yourself. Yeah. So when this thing starts crunching down, you have the option of dodging over towards the door.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, what happened there? I didn't
Okay.
pick the up.
So move yourself over towards the door.
This has blocked the cave entrance, hasn't it?
It has, hasn't it?
And Harold's on the outside.
And Harold's on the outside. Yes.
Ah,
So,
poor Harold.
as for, let me see now, an enemy. You have also managed to dodge, and given where you were, you can either dodge in towards the door or out the cave towards Harold.
Ah, God. I've only just put that poor guy back together. Okay, I'm going to make purely a gaming decision at this point.
Right, okay.
Because I don't want to miss out on the cave encounter.
Okay.
Honestly, I could at this point pretty much bench myself, and just as a player, I want to see what's in here.
Okay. So unfortunately, Shaun, you have narrowly missed getting out of the way. So I will allow you. You remember there is that rule in one of the. Actually, this is for Fantasy Age, but I will borrow that rule in one of the companions where you are able to take a near miss and gain +1 at a cost to yourself. So you only missed this by 1. It was 13 to get out of the way of being crushed to death by this thing. So, well, not necessarily to death, but it's a lot of damage. For a sacrifice of some kind, you can dodge, but not entirely. So you get clipped by it, but you take less damage. But it would mean something else goes wrong as well.
Right.
Or you can just take the full damage and hope you survive it. It's up to you.
Here's the question, Bryan.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Was that a magical thing?
The fall of the thing... No, it wasn't actually. It's mechanical.
Mechanical,
You can
right,
see
okay.
behind it this big piston that drives it upwards so it falls. On the
Oh, right,
graphic
so
there.
that's what that thing is.
Yeah.
It was actually, it was in...
We stumbled into some 13-year-old's Minecraft den.
Yeah,
Right,
it was concealed by the thing itself. But it
So
was,
so if I used a conviction point, I could just evade it entirely.
if you use a conviction point,
Can I re-roll my stunt dice?
Yes, you can.
Right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So
It should give
hopefully,
you a pass, really, if you roll
hopefully roll a
anything
D6.
but a 1 and you're out of the way.
3.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you've managed to dodge, so you get the same choice as the others got
Well, I'd
into or out
I'd
of
be
the
moving
cave.
to there, and
Okay.
I would presume this has hit the wall at this point,
It has, yes. So
and therefore didn't ever reach Harold.
it never reached Harold. He's on the other. You can hear him yelp. Ah! Fucking hell!
Yeah, 'cause
Lads,
he was
guys,
in that
guys,
post
you okay in there?
This is not what I signed up for.
However, you are very much too busy to worry about answering him right now
Because
because.
the big monster thing that was over in that corner's come rushing out at us now.
Do you know it has? So
I was
as
dimly aware of the shadows in the corner.
a large creature slithers out of the darkness. It's the body of a huge serpent, easily large enough to swallow one of you whole, but the upper torso and head of a woman. As the creature slithers out of the darkness, its eyes lock with the party. It hisses evilly. You realise you're trapped inside this temple with a creature of shadow, a Naga, one of the incredibly powerful enemies. And in the darkness, you're going to have to fight for your lives to escape this place, if indeed you can, with that gigantic piece of stone blocking the entrance. And we'll find out how that goes next week. So thank you very much for joining me. I do hope you've enjoyed the game.
Oh, greatly.
Excellent, good. And thank you to everybody at home as well. Hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit of a short one today. I do apologise for that. I've actually overrun slightly because I have a lot of things I need to do today. I did tell the players earlier we'd be finishing about 4. It's about 1:30, so I really need to head. So thanks very much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed the game. Don't forget to check us out on Gethsemane Games at DriveThruRPG. Also Gethsemane Games on Facebook. Check us on Twitter at Gethsemane Games. Or if you would like to contact us, email us at dh9radio@mail.com. That's dh9radio@mail.com, or gethsemanegames@gmail.com. Thank you very much for joining us. Just remains for me to say, do stay safe, take care, but from us, for now, good night.
Ta-ra!
Bye.
Take care.